Hi, we're Westall 66 and this is the track-by-track breakdown of our new EP, Staring at the Sun. So The Weekend was the last song that we wrote for this record. So
like weeks before we started recording?
Maybe a week or two before, and I think we'd only played it in rehearsal like 3 times, something like that. It came together super quickly. What happened with the riff? Like the starting thing, because that's yours.
Yeah, I mean the riff is something I'd been playing with, I guess, for a little while. And it started off, with that main kind of riff, and then you came in with a little bit of a change that really brought it together. Yep. It fell into place like really quick, within 1 or 2 playthroughs, I think. We kind of brought in the riff, you said, how about we try this little ending bit, and we wanted to do something a little more kind of like offbeat and bouncy, I guess.
Verse.
Yeah.
So that verse came together. We didn't have any of that part of that verse. That came together in rehearsal, and then we kind of cut around it a little bit while we were recording to make it sound a little bit more bouncy. And that kind of worked in with your drums, right?
I think the first time we played through that, we played it up to the bridge.
Yeah.
Without there even being a bridge.
Yeah. And the chorus is something that I wrote maybe 14 years ago. I wrote the basic part of that chorus for another band a long time ago, and it never fit anything because it was a little bit more pushy, a little bit more punky, but for this band it really worked, and the guys sort of said, well, that sounds good, let's do that in there. We didn't have any lyrics for like the first 3 or 4 times that rehearsal. We had no lyrics. I just knew that the start of the chorus was going to be, I can't wait for the weekend, and I didn't know how to go from there. I didn't know where it was going to go.
And make sure the drums are on the 1 and the 3.
Yeah. Scott, you had some time sort of writing that sort of riff, and we had that start bit, the chug a bit.
There's a little bit of back and forth prior to rehearsal, I think. I just noodled over the top. It all came together.
Just
happy days.
Yeah. Bit of Indo
danced around each other, vocally and guitar-wise.
Yeah, I think we sat there with that intro for a good couple of days, you and I just recording different bits to try and see how it fell into the song, because it needed to be a decent intro to the song without just being the same old 1, 2, 3, 4 in, especially as the opening song on a record. I think that opening songs need to be memorable, and they need to not just come in full blast. You need to sort of introduce the band. So I think that song really kind of, you come in, there's a lead guitarist, there's a rhythm guitarist, there's bass, and there's like really pushy drums. I think that's a really good introduction to the band.
I think it's also a huge shout out to Randy on the introduction to that song, because it was nothing before it sounded the way it did.
Yeah, the mixing really helps with the start of that song.
Yeah.
Shout out to our man Randy for that. What's your favourite part of that song?
Favourite part of that? So you know what? I'd almost, to be honest, say the lyrics. For the reason that they are, for me, the way I interpret them is they're kind of something that everyone can relate to quite deeply, and there's something special in all our lives. We work 9 to 5, Monday to Friday kind of thing, and do what we have to do. But there's something there when you get to spend that special time on your away time, whether it be the Saturday, Sunday, or whenever you get time off, to just be yourself and enjoy something and fall into something and kind of really kind of connect with it and just forget about everything else that's going on around you and around the world, however shitty it may be. And sometimes that's all you have to kind of look to get you through those harder times during the week when things are really, really tough. You've got something to look forward to keep you going, and that's, I think, I love the song for that. I hope people kind of connect to it in that way. For you, it's got a deeper meaning as well, but I think it's written so well that it can kind of apply to a lot of people that way.
I wrote the lyrics sort of almost as a joke to be towards a car on the weekend. That you're looking forward to going and racing your car around the track. That's the whole, swift at speed and all that sort of stuff. But I changed the lyrics a little bit so it could also be about your partner, or a new girlfriend or something, or a new boyfriend, where you sort of can't wait to see them on your weekend, because during the week you're so focused on work, like you were saying, so focused on work that weekend downtime with your partner or your hobby or your band or anything like that is, as you said, the most important thing to you, and it gets you through that shitty ass work week.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
Absolutely, light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Scott, what's your favourite part?
I just think the chorus, the way it all came together, the guitar and vocals dancing around each other, the drums just, about 1 and 3, just pushing it along.
1 and 3.
Boyd being the glue.
Yeah.
I actually really like that ba-ba-ba-ba-ba thing as well.
Yeah.
I think that's one of my favourite parts on this entire EP, because it pushes it, and with the idea that the song's about a car as well, it kind of sounds like a car rhythm as it goes through, which I really enjoy. Anything else? What's your favourite part?
Probably the bridge,
Yeah?
because I get to play whatever I want.
It's a bouncy bridge with those woes and stuff like that through there, and it goes from that standard rock beat to then being that
Accent points,
yeah,
and the double time, and the woes, super catchy.
Yeah, it's real good. And then we hired a warehouse up in, where was it, Thomastown or Reservoir, for the video, and that video was all done by us, my wife Tia, and our friend Michael Big Bird, just filming, and it was just completely DIY. So, it was us behind the cameras for parts of it, my wife and Michael sort of dancing around with some roaming cameras, the static camera, and then your little thing with wheels on the bottom. That we tied to like a cable to it, and my wife was just like walking it like one of those toy dogs. And I think that Boyd spent like 3 weeks on editing that video, and I think it really introduces the band quite well. We'd have the video for Christmas by the Phone before that, but that was just, something fun for Christmas. This was the first time we were doing something, I guess, serious as a band, and it was super fun. It's the first time I think that we'd ever stood as a band not facing each other as well.
Pretty much was.
The first time you see us sort of bouncing in that video is the first time we're not looking at each other.
And it's probably the 5th time we've ever played the song.
Like, all together.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because recording is just that way, where everyone puts through their parts individually. We had the basic parts, as I said before. Dan did the drums in the studio and stuff like that. And
in the studio.
Literally where we are right now.
In this room.
The recording system sort of meant that we didn't actually play the song together as many times as, say, another band would. That's the weekend. Hope you enjoy it.